up until a few days ago, I had never met. I had heard about her. I had watched her on YouTube. But we thought it might be a little bit awkward coming on the stage, not even knowing each other, to be able to do what Todd and Gina did yesterday, who've known each other for 100 years. And so we decided to go hang out in Vegas, right? And take go see some sights and some sounds. And so so here's the first picture. There we are today.
We didn't sleep last night. We went to the street tour, right?
Yeah, and we made our way over to I think that was the Excalibur. Which, by the way, is a beautiful hotel. Yeah. $29 a night, roach is not included. And not that we went in it or anything, but New York, roller coaster was pretty fun. And so, anyway, it's an honor and privilege to introduce somebody that's been in this business for 3 years. This was her first event 3 years ago, and she is a diamond director in this company, Michelle Song.
Thank you, Jason. I didn't sleep last night because I took Jason to go to the street tour because I'm the local. Yeah. So anyway, everybody, did you wake up? Are you excited? Yes, me too. Yesterday we got such great speakers, and I'm so excited about new products. For me, Las Vegas Lead is so special for me. 3 years ago, 2014, we was in the Caesars Palace. So that time, I just joined Jeunesse. I even against this kind of industry. If I'm not local, I will say no to my sponsor, Flora. I will have a whole bunch excuse. But I'm the local. I said, okay, I'm coming. But after 3 years later, this lead changed my life, changed my family's life. So I hope this happened to everyone. Yeah, I'm so excited. And I believe in the future, these 2 days, we still have a lot of exciting. So later, right now, I give to the Mr. Jason, like him to introduce a very special relationship friend with him. So, give to Jason.
Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you.
Well, I have the honor and privilege of introducing our keynote speaker today. And I've gotten to know him over the years, and I can tell you, here's what I found out about Dr. John C. Maxwell. I found out we got 2 things in common. Number 1, we both love to hunt. Is anybody hunting here? All right, 1 person, very good. Number 2, we both love leadership. Everything rises and falls on leadership. I love to read the books, he loves to write the books, and talk about the books, and touch people. And if there's one thing I can say about John Maxwell, he's very loyal. He'll give you the shirt off his back, fight his heart out for a good cause. And his loyalty was never more evident than on our hunting trip just a few weeks ago. He called me from Florida, he said, Jason, I got the itch. I want to go hunt. I said, John, I got the perfect place. I ran into a girl that at the gas station from high school. I hadn't seen her in 20 plus years. She says, I got 10,000 acres of land. You can come, you can hunt. I know you love to hunt. You can shoot whatever you want. So I said, John, why don't you fly in? We'll leave early in the morning. We'll go to her house. So he gets on his plane. He flies in. We get up at 4 in the morning, get in the truck, show up at 5 at her house. I leave him in the truck. I go knock on the door. I said, we're here. I got my best friend, John Maxwell, in the car. We're going to go hunting today. She said, great to have you here, but can you do me a favor? I said, sure. She said, do you see that mule sitting in the barn over there? And I looked over, and there was this dimly lit barn, and there was this old mule, looked like it was 150 years old. And she said, we just found out our mule was terminally ill. We are on a first-name basis with this mule. It's part of our family. And we found out we're going to have to actually put this mule to sleep. So we haven't been able to find it within ourselves to kill our family members. So could you please shoot our mule, and then you can go hunting? I said, man, I don't want to shoot your mule, but man, John came all the way from Florida. I mean, it's John Maxwell. Yeah. Okay, I'll shoot your mule. So I'm walking back, and I'm saying, man, John, I don't know. John, you're not going to believe what that woman said to me. She said she didn't even remember me from high school. She said that hunting was an abomination, that we ought to be put in jail just at the thought of killing an innocent animal. She said that leadership and leadership books and the leadership movement is the biggest hoax that's ever been around since mankind. I said, John, she's got me so mad, I'm going to go shoot that mule in her barn. So I walk over to that mule, boom! First shot, mule dropped dead. And I go back to the truck, and John's not there. And all of a sudden I hear boom, boom, boom! And John comes running out of the woods. He says, come on, man, I got 3 of her cows, too. Now, my wife thought that story was true for 3 years. But anyway, that's loyalty. I'll tell you a true story. 25 years ago, I got involved in network marketing. The 6th guy that I met on a basketball court, total stranger, cold contact, was a guy named Jamie Minton. And I sponsored Jamie Minton into my business, and he became my biggest guy. The first week we were in that business, we had something called Book of the Week. And the first book that we ever read, that I ever read, because I had never read a book up until the time I was 18 years old, they said network marketing, right? Learn how to copy. Yeah, that's how I got through high school. So, it was Developing a Leader Within You by Dr. John C. Maxwell, his very first book that he published. So Jamie and I read that book. Then he came out with, a little later, Developing the Leaders Around You, where he talked about your starting 5. He talked about surrounding yourself with mentors. He talked about showing your mentor, and I will predict your future. And Jamie, about 3 years into our relationship, he was killing the business, but he said, I'm moving to Atlanta from Louisiana. I said, why? He said, well, you said, show me your mentor, I'll predict your future, right? He said, yeah. He said, well, I've outgrown you. You're not a good mentor. I'm going to find Dr. John C. Maxwell. Didn't know him, had never met him, didn't know anybody that knew him. But he moved to Atlanta. John Maxwell had a leadership company at the time. Jamie walked in and literally said, I will work for peanuts, but I want to learn from the best. And he developed a relationship with John Maxwell. They've had a relationship now for over 25 years. And here's what I've learned from Jamie in meeting John, only for the first time 1 year ago. 1 year ago, got a chance to shake his hand and speak on the same stage. But let me tell you, I met him every day of my life through his books. I met him every day of my life through my University on Wheels, listening to him talk to you about what he's going to talk to you about today. And he changed my life. And here's what I've learned in our industry. You have different types of leaders. You have the first step of being a leader is being a leader and inspiring followers. And then you have leaders that actually learn how to create more leaders. And then you have the leaders that not only create leaders, but empower other leaders to multiply. And those types of leaders not only transform businesses and companies, they not only transform communities, they transform cities, they transform countries. And eventually, when you transform countries, you can transform the world. And the #1 transformational leader in our lifetime, you are about to hear from today. So if you would, I would like you to get up on your feet and give an incredible, enthusiastic Jeunesse welcome to Dr. John C. Maxwell.
Good morning. Nice to be here with you. I'm excited about our time together. I'm going to sit here and let's get acquainted. My name is John. On the count of 3, give me your name. 1, 2, 3.
David!
Nice to meet you. So great to be with Jeunesse. Thank you so much. What a great organization, what a wonderful company, and to be able to teach leadership today. Thanks, Michelle, Jason, for your comments. I'm just delighted, really delighted to be here. Margaret and I have been married for 48 years. We have 2 children. We have 5 grandchildren. Grandchildren are God's gift to you for not killing your children. Too young to be a grandparent, but if you were, when you have that grandchild, you just look at that baby and that's the most beautiful baby ever born. Just amazing. And the smartest and And then you ask a question. Every grandparent asks this question to the first grandchild. Why did intelligence skip a generation? I was telling that story. I forgot my son Joel was in the audience. He met me back in the green room. I said, Joel, I was kidding about intelligence skipping a generation. He said, no, it's okay, Dad. He said, I think you're right. I said, you do? He said, yeah. He said, I think you're right. He said, just last week, Grandpa and I had that very same discussion. I'm passionate about leadership, but I have 38 minutes to teach, so I gotta go. Are you ready? You ready to take notes? You ready to look at your person? You go sit beside and say, after John speaks, you could become a better leader. Go ahead and tell me. After I speak, you could become a better leader. In fact, look right back at me and say, why do you think I brought you? Why do you think you're here? Huh? In about 5 minutes, I'm going to teach the 5 levels of leadership, which is a process of how to develop yourself as a leader and how to develop other people. But as an introduction to that, I want to talk to you about 2 laws of leadership from the 21 irrefutable laws of leadership. That's where I want to begin as a foundation. I trust you've read the 21 irrefutable laws of leadership. It's kind of like the Bible of leadership. It just helps you understand what leadership is and how to be good at it. But one of the laws of leadership is the law of the lid, L-I-D. And the law of the lid just simply says that how well I lead determines how well I succeed. That's a fact. In other words, right now, every one of us in this room, including myself, we have a leadership lid. For some it may be high, for some it may be low, but here's what I know. Whatever that lid is in your life, whatever that lid is in my life, it will determine how successful we'll be with Jeunesse in this company. It'll also determine how successful we're going to be in life. Because the law of the lid basically says how well you lead determines how well you succeed. How well I lead determines how well I succeed. Let me visually just take a moment and teach the law of the lid. If this is my leadership lid right here, this is how well John Maxwell leads. And this is my business. Okay? My business will come under my leadership lid, but it'll never go higher. In other words, my leadership will determine the size and the success of my business. So if I'm an average leader from a 1 to a 10, if my leadership lid is a 5, what that means is that my business will be a 4. Now, that's true in Jeunesse here, but that's true in any company you go. It doesn't really matter. How well you lead determines how well you succeed. Everything rises and falls on leadership. Not some things, not most things, everything. Now, the moment that I understood that, which was when I was in my 20s, everything began to change in my life, because I thought, if everything rises and falls on leadership, then I need to develop myself. I need to learn how to lead. I need to be able to get better. When I do Q&A, in the area of leadership, one of the questions that's supposed to ask is somebody raise their hand. They'll say, John, are leaders born? And whenever they ask me the question, are leaders born? I always give them the same answer. Of course they are. Think about that question. I've never met an unborn leader, okay? And don't particularly want to be an unborn leader either. See, what they're really asking is not, are leaders born? What they're really asking is, when people are born, are there some people that got it? If they got it, you go to the front of the line. If you don't got it, you go to the back of the line. And what I want you to understand is that you can develop yourself as a leader. That's not going to be something like you were born with or you were born without. You could be a better leader than you are today. And that you can grow, and you can learn to grow and be a better leader. In fact, the good news is you can learn to lift your leadership lid. So, back to the illustration. If I'm a 5 as a leader, talk to me for a moment. If I'm a 5 as a leader, what's my business? What's the number? That's exactly right. It's a 4. It's not a 6, it's not a 7, it's not an 8. You can't pass that leadership lid. But I can grow as a leader and lift my lid. So if I'm a 5 as a leader, That's my lid. My business is a 4. I start intentionally developing myself and growing as a leader. I can go from a 5 to a 6, to a 7, maybe to an 8. Now, every time I lift the lid of my leadership, guess what I do? Now I lift the lid of my business. I lift the lid of my potential. I can grow my business from a 4 to a 5 to a 6 to a 7. You see, your business will follow your leadership. How do I grow my business? Grow your leadership. Once you grow yourself, you grow your people, you grow your business. That's the law of the lid. It's a huge law. Everything rises and falls on leadership. I hope that statement alone gives you a passion now to begin to really want to develop yourself as a leader, because your success in this business will be completely determined by how well you learn to lead and influence other people. That's the law of the lid. The second law I want to talk about briefly is the law of process. And the law of process says leaders develop daily, not in a day. In other words, to be a real good leader, it takes time. You don't just become a good leader by a book that you read or by a conference that you attend. What I've discovered is that most people overestimate the event and they underestimate the process. And it's the process that makes you a great leader. It takes time to be a great leader. And I go speak for companies all the time. They'll say, John, we really want to develop more leaders, but we need to develop them fast. And a lot of companies and organizations, they get what I call this leadership microwave. It's a leadership microwave training program, and they get all their people and they put them in this crash course of 6 weeks, and you're going to be an awesome leader, and they put them in there and they push those buttons, and they zap them, okay? They zap them. And they come out, you know what I mean, and you know, their leadership isn't any good at all, you know what I mean? They've been zapped, okay? You don't need that. One book isn't going to do it. One conference is not going to do it. I've been teaching leadership since my middle 20s. I'll be 70 next week. You have to understand, I'm still learning. I'm still growing as a leader. So it takes a while. It takes a long time. That's why Janess and every other company that wants to be successful has to establish a leadership culture. If you don't establish a leadership culture, you'll never develop and reach your potential as a business. A leadership culture is just more than a program. It's a way of life. It's a way of behavior. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to give you a layered way of growing as a leader, a layered way to grow other people as leaders, because if you can develop yourself and you can develop the people around you, you're going to be highly successful. So we're going to go to the 5 levels of leadership now, and we're going to get going, and I'm going to teach it as fast as I can. There's a lot to be done. Usually, I do this lecture sometimes in a half a day, and then I'm doing this one in 30 minutes, but it's because you're smarter than most people. You understand? Okay? And when you're smarter, it doesn't take as long. You understand? Okay? So let's rock and roll though, because I want to talk about these levels of leadership. There are 5 of them. Okay? And we're going to begin with the bottom one, which is the position level, and we'll go right up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up to what we call the pinnacle level. Yeah, you can take pictures of that screen, get a kind of an understanding of what this looks like, because leadership is a process. And we talked already about the fact that we overestimate the event, we underestimate the process. This is a process that will help you develop a leader, and it's a process that will help you develop the people around you as leaders also. So, we're starting on level 1, which is the position level. And the key word at level number 1 is rights, R-I-G-H-T-S. And what happens at level 1 is you get this leadership title, you get this leadership position, and with it comes certain rights for you to be the leader or the boss. People have to follow you, okay? And so the result of level number 1 is people here at this level, they follow you because they have to. Very simply, they don't really have a choice. You have a title over them, you have a position over them. You might be the supervisor, you might have in the line, you may be above it, but they follow you. They follow you because they have to follow. Now, This is where we all start. So it's a good thing. It's a good thing to start here. It's a bad thing to stay here. And what happens is 80% of people that ever go into leadership never leave level 1. They get a job, they get a title, they get a position, and all of a sudden they think that the position makes them a leader. I want you to understand that the position doesn't make you a leader at all. Just because you have a leadership position doesn't mean that you're a leader. I know a lot of people that are bosses or leaders, and they're just not good. I mean, how many of you, just raise your hand if you ever had to be around or follow a bad boss. Raise your hand, huh? You know what I'm talking about. I mean, it's no fun. Okay, now, did they have the title? Yes. Did they have the position? Yes. Were they a leader? Yeah. The position doesn't make the leader makes the position. So at level number 1, what you have to understand is, it's a good place to start. It gives you an introduction into leadership. It's a bad place to stay. And yet many people, once they get the title, they think, I'm now a leader. In fact, people come up and they'll say, John, I know you write leadership books, you teach on leadership, and I'm all excited because I just want you to know, last week I became a leader. And whenever they tell me that they just became a leader, I know that they don't know what leadership is. I just became a leader. I said, wow, I just became a leader. Wow. Hello. But my favorite leadership proverb is, he that thinketh he leadeth and hath no one following him is only taking a walk. And I know all kind of people, they're taking walks. They've got titles, they've got positions, and in your business, what's sad is sometimes we get the position, and then we start going up these levels, but we go back to the position and start relying on the titles. We start relying on what we have done in the past, who we are, and what our position is to pull off our leadership, and it doesn't work. Now, if you're in a company, you can always tell when you're in a positional type of company, because here's the downside. Let me give you the downside of level 1, and this is a huge downside. When you lead out of title and position, there's no energy in your team. Your team lacks energy. It lacks excitement for what's happening. It's just kind of drained of momentum and energy. And so it's hard to build anything successfully out of position because it lacks energy. People on level 1, they just basically are always asking, what's the least I have to do? And if it's the least I have to do, it's just not going to work out well. So if you go to a company that's a level 1 company, if quitting time is at 5 o'clock, at 4:30, the people in the office are already clearing their desk. And you say, wait a minute, I thought quitting time was at 5 o'clock. And they'll say, yes, but I'm clearing my desk now because in 30 minutes it's quitting time and I want to be ready to leave as soon as it's quitting time. So they're clearing their desk. So at 4:30 they're clearing their desk. At 4:45 they're going around the office and they're saying goodbye to everybody, you know? They're getting, hey, goodbye, hey, see you tomorrow. Call me tonight. Yeah, okay. And at 4:50 they're going to the restroom. They're going to the restroom. Yes, absolutely. They want to pee on company time. You want to come? And they don't want to do that on personal time. No. They want to do that on company time. And at 4:55 they're back at the desk. But when they're back at the desk, they're not working. No. Now they're putting on their track shoes because they're getting ready. At about 4:58, they're in this position, and they're just waiting for the gun to go on. And at 5 o'clock, they're gone. They're gone. In fact, at 5:01, you walk through the office, and so where did they go? Where did they go? How did they get out of the office so quickly? Practice. They do this every day. They do this every day because the highlight of every day at a level 1 company is, when can I quit? When's it over? When can I go home? Wow. In fact, they get out of the office so quick that it just kind of bugs you. You just say, how did they do this? And so you run over there to the window and you look out at the parking lot, and when you walk out and look at the parking lot, You're shocked because there's only 2 cars left in the parking lot. I mean, they're just peeling out of that parking lot. You say, how did they get out of that parking lot so fast? It's very simple. In level 1 companies, in the morning when they park their cars, they back them in. They back them in because at quitting time, they don't want anything to impede their progress of getting out of there. You know? They want to pull right out. Now, obviously, you can't build any kind of business. You can't do anything great if you're going to be a level 1 leader. There's no energy there. So you can't stay there. It's a good place to start. You learn a lot. If you're really receptive to growing, it's in fact, for me, level 1 leadership was probably the time when I seemed to grow the fastest because I knew so little. So it's a good place to start, but it's not a good place to stay. So if you're leading today by your title or by your position, you're in trouble. That's okay. We can get to level number 2, and level number 2 gets a little bit better. So let's go to it. It's called the permission level. And the key word on level number 2 is relationships. In fact, that's why I call this level the permission level. At level number 2, you connect and relate so well to the people that they give you permission to lead them. Now, do you still have a title? Yes. Do you still have a position? Yes. But they're not following you because of a title or position. They're following you because they like you, and you like them. And at level number 1, where they follow you because they have to, at level number 2, they follow you because they want to. Now, there's a whole world difference between people following you because they have to, and people follow you because they want to. When people want to follow you, guess what? They'll give you their energy. So what you lack on level 1, which is energy, you pick up at level number 2. In fact, I would say to you that at level number 2, the biggest increase in energy in your leadership will come between your time of being a level 1 leader and a level 2 leader. When people begin to connect with you and you connect with the people, the release of energy begins to be pretty awesome. And so now you're connected, you're on common ground, you're doing it together, you're enjoying this, everybody's in this, it's a wonderful thing. Now, on levels 2, 3, and 4, there are 3 things at each level that you need to do as a leader to really get good at that level and to ensure that that level becomes yours, okay? And so at level number 2, there are 3 things that level 2, permission type of level leaders do very well. Let me give them to you. Number 1, they listen very well. Level 2 leaders are very good listeners. They understand that they get further along in their leadership by asking questions than by giving direction. So they walk slowly through the crowd. They understand that if they can listen well to their people, they can learn from their people, and then they can do their best leadership. Because that is the cycle of successful relational leadership. Listen, learn, and then lead. Listen, learn, and then lead. And they understand the key to listening is asking questions. So they're not near out there giving direction as much as they are asking questions. And why? Very simple. To lead people well, you have to find them before you can lead them. Many leaders forget this. They assume the leadership position will allow them to take off and the people will follow. That's not true. If you're going to have people follow, you've got to find them. And then lead. And how do you find them? You find them by listening, by asking questions, by learning, finding out where they are. You see, managers lead everybody the same. Leaders lead everybody different. And leaders understand that people follow for different reasons. So they discover those reasons by listening, learning, and then leading. That's the cycle. And they do it extremely well. The second thing a level 2 permission level leader does really well is they observe very well. They watch their people. They watch the behavior of their team. Why do they do that? Because they understand what you say is not as important as what you do. That it's very easy to say what you're going to do, and I'm going to build a business, and I'm going to work hard, and I'm going to go recruit people, and I'm going to go connect, and I'm going to get out the great message. It's so easy to talk about it. It's so much more difficult to do it. So level 2 leaders, they not only listen, but they observe. And what they're observing is, does their behavior back their talk? Are they a person that truly does what they say, or are they a person that doesn't do what they say? And they'll watch the behavior, and it'll hold more weight than listening to the words. My mentor, John Wooden, for many years would tell his players, don't tell me what you're going to do, show me what you're going to do. And so, level 2 leaders, they lead not based upon what you say, they lead based upon what you do. And they're very quick to follow that. So what does that mean? Here's what that means. What that means is that they give their relational time to the people, not that are talking well, but that are doing well. In other words, if you're part of my team, I'm going to observe and watch you, and I'm going to listen to you, but I'm going to do more than listen to you, I'm going to watch you. And you're going to determine how much time I give you. I don't give everybody equal amount of time. A leader doesn't do that. I love everybody, but I don't give everybody equal amount of time. It's the person that is proving, not only saying, but doing. That's the key. And level 2 listeners, they're very keen on not only listening, but observing and giving their time and effort to the people that are beginning to show that production, beginning to show that type of behavior that's good for a leader. Now, so they listen well, they observe well, and thirdly, they serve well. And what I mean by that is that they have no desire to power down on people. They have no desire to tell people they're the boss. They don't use the position card at all. They truly want to serve the people that they lead. And that means that what they're more concerned about than anything else is adding value to the people they lead. Here's the difference between a leader that's not a servant leader and one that is. One that is not a servant leader expects the people to serve him or her. A servant leader expects to serve his or her people. It's a total attitude shift. And level 2 leaders are strong relationally because they have a servant's attitude. For me personally, I have 5 companies. I don't have any offices. I don't allow any positions. I'm a founder of those companies. I own them. Means nothing. People come up to me sometimes and say, wow, Mr. Maxwell, I just got hired by one of your companies. I'll say, hey, sit down with me for a moment here. And I'll say 2 things. One, don't call me Mr. Maxwell, okay? Just call me John, okay? My name is John. I'm your friend, okay? Just when I was born, Mom called me John. She would say, oh, Mr. Maxwell. Just call me John. I'm your friend, okay? And I said, but there's another thing I want you to understand. You don't work for me. I don't have anybody work for me. I don't have any slaves. Now, I have people work with me, and I work with them. And what that'll mean is there'll be times I'll serve you, there'll be times you serve me. We don't really care who serves you. We just want to get the job done. So we're not into rights and position and tenure and where we sit at the table. We don't even have a head at the table. We don't have parking places for our people. We don't have any of that stuff because we understand that the great leaders, they don't lead out of position, they lead out of connection. Leaders touch a heart before they ask for a hand. So that's level 2. You got it. Okay, thank you. Let's go to level 3 then. On level 3, that's the production level, and the key word on the production level is results. Okay? And at level number 3, people follow you because of what you've done for the organization. This is an incredible level. They know what you've done. For example, here, you've got people that have done great works in genetics. And some people say, wow, I followed him, I followed her. Well, I mean, look what they've done for the company. This is a very important level for a leader. You can be relationally strong and not a good leader. You can be positionally strong and not a good leader. But once you begin to produce, once you begin to have results, you now are developing the authenticity to be a leader, the credibility to be a leader. Because the only reason you should lead other people is you're good yourself. If you're not good yourself, why should you be leading anybody? Come on, talk to me. No one ever gets up in the morning and says, wow, I just got to go follow a bad leader. I got to go follow somebody that's not successful. Wow. You know, if LeBron James and I were on the stage today and we were going to play some basketball, and LeBron was going to choose one and I was going to choose one, we're going to be captains of our team. When LeBron James gets ready to choose a basketball player, you don't have your hands in the air. You be waiting, come on, LeBron, pick me, pick me, pick me, pick me. And the reason you want him to pick you is because he's the greatest basketball player in the world today. And you said, pick me, come on, please pick me. Because you know if he picks you, you're going to win. And when LeBron picks you, or one of you, it's my turn. You're all now ducking behind your seat. You're hiding yourself. Oh my gosh, you know, miss me. Why do you want me to miss you? Because you know that if I pick you, you're going to lose. And nobody gets up in the morning and says, man, if I could just lose for a while. Wouldn't it be just amazing if I could just, I need to fail more. I need to fail more. You know, last is a wonderful thing. Yeah. So at level 3, this production level, it gives you the credibility, the authenticity to be a leader. If you can't produce, you shouldn't be leading anyway. And there are 3 things that they do very well at this level. I want to give them to you quickly. One is they lead by example. If you are a producer, all people need to do is see what you're doing now and say, I want to be like that. Now, in your kind of business, there's a problem. Some of you produced yesterday, but you don't produce today. You live off of your position. You live off of your title. You live off of what you did yesterday. If that's the case, you're going to quickly lose your credibility as a leader. Are you going to lose your position? Maybe not. But it's possible to have the position of a leader and not have the credibility of a leader. The credibility of your leadership is based in your production. What are you doing for the company right now? Are you growing the business? If you aren't, I want to follow you. If you're not, why would I want to follow you? You said, well, I was really good 5 years ago. Well, if we ever go back 5 years, I'll follow you. But I'm just kind of assuming we're going to stay right where we are and go forward. And if we're going to stay right where we are, I don't need to follow you. You're not a leader. You're a history teacher. This isn't going to work. So I watch people all the time in this kind of business. They do really well for a while. They get up to a certain level, and then they kind of like that level, got a certain income stream at that level, and all of a sudden they just want to sit at that level. You don't want to sit at that level. If you're kind of flat in this business, quit being flat. You're losing. Every day you're not producing, you're losing credibility. We're supposed to leave our footprints in the sands of time, not our butt prints in the sand. And some of you, you've been sitting on your butt too long. You understand? Yes. You're living off of yesterday. You're a has-been. My name is John. I'm your friend. and then you get frustrated because you don't seem to have the credibility of leader. You don't deserve the credibility. The only reason you should get to lead today is you're producing today. If you're not producing today, you have no reason to lead today. Go home. Retire. Die. Oh, that's a little radical. Don't do that. But the point being, it's only as you're building a business right now that you have a credibility lead. And level 3, they're producers. They're producers. Now, They lead by example. Number two, they create momentum. Nothing creates momentum in any company or organization like results. The moment that you're winning, everybody's excited. The moment you're losing, nobody's excited. And the big momentum is your greatest friend. Momentum will solve most of your problems. Momentum will attract people to you. You just want to keep the big mo going. And when you produce, you've got momentum. When you don't produce, you lose all the momentum. Remember, momentum is based upon results. It's not based upon what your brand is. It's not based upon what you did yesterday. It's based upon what's happening today. When things are going well today, you got high momentum, high morale. When things are going poorly, you got low momentum. You got low morale. It's all determined on results. And level 3 people, they don't lead by example, but they create momentum. By the way, the greatest problem solver of any company is momentum. 80% of your problems will be solved with momentum. It just knocks them out. You see, managers try to solve problems. Leaders try to create momentum. Because they know that momentum will take care of most of their problems. In fact, I tell people all the time, your problem is not your problem. But the problem is you think the problem is a problem. So the problem that isn't a problem now becomes a problem, not because it's a problem. The problem is you didn't know the problem wasn't a problem, and if you don't know the problem isn't a problem, the problem is a problem. It can become a problem very quickly because the problem wasn't a problem, it became a problem because you thought it was a problem. If you think the problem is a problem, the problem truly is a problem, and so therefore it will be a problem. I'm an idiot, aren't I? Some melancholies raise their hand right now and say, John, could you repeat that one more time? I was taking notes and I just missed one of the problems. So, level 3, when you produce, you create momentum, you're an example. And then the third thing that you do really well is you attract better people. You attract better people to you when you're a producer. Because people that produce attract people that produce. Birds of a feather flock together. Like begets like. Go back to that illustration I gave you on the law of the wind. If my leadership is a level is a 5, my business is a 4. That's also true in attraction. If I am a 5 leader, an average leader, who will I attract to my business? 4s, 3, 2, and 1. Do you know who I won't attract to my business? If I'm a 5 leader, I will attract 8s and 9s. There's never, in the history of the world, an 8 leader has never got up one day and said, I'd like to follow a 5. One of the reasons you should be passionate about developing your leadership is the better leader you become, the better people you attract. We have 5 companies. We attract amazing people. But we attract amazing people because there's an amazing track record of good leadership and building companies and success and production and results. So that level 3, that production level, when you get good, you attract people that get good. And when you aren't good, you attract people that aren't good. And just because you get people on the team doesn't make you better. You're not looking for numbers, you're looking for people that can produce. Hello? How are we doing? Are you learning something? I'm loving this. I'm loving this. I'm running out of time, but I'm loving this, okay? So I got to get you to level number 4, okay? So level number 4 is the people development level, and the key word there is reproduction. And at level number 4, people follow you because of what you've done for them. Oh, that's even a higher thing than level 3. They follow you because of what you've done for the organization, but now they're following you because of what you've done for them. You've mentored them, you've developed them, you've helped change their life. This is where great loyalty comes in. I love these people say, well, I demand respect and loyalty. Are you going to be stupid all your life? It's just like your spiritual gift. You can't demand loyalty. You can't demand respect. Respect is earned on difficult ground. You have to earn respect. You've got to earn loyalty. You don't get it because you have a title. You don't get it because you have a position. You don't have to get it because they're in line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You gotta get a life. You get respect and you get loyalty because you've related well to people, level 2. You've produced in the company and are producing for the company, level 3. And you're developing people and growing people, level 4. That's how you get that respect. That's how you earn it. That's how you develop that loyalty. 3 things they do really well at level 4. Number 1, recruit. Level 4 leaders are great recruiters because they know the better person they recruit, the better success they have of training and equipping. Now, they're going to recruit good people. Why? Because they're a level 4 leader. If you're a level 4 leader, you recruit a higher quality person than if you're a level 2 leader. So they start off with increasing their odds. You see, in every company, your company, my company, all of the companies, it's like a revolving door. People are coming in, people are going out. People are coming in, people are going out. People coming in, people are going out. This is just the way it works. The question is not, are people coming in, people going out? The question is, who's coming in and who's going out? If 7s and 8s are coming in and 2s and 3s are going out, oh, happy day. If 2s and 3s are coming in and 8s and 9s are going out, it's not a happy day. So level 4 leaders, they understand the key to their success is recruiting a quality of person that they can train and develop and can reproduce themselves. They understand that. Lou Holtz is a good friend of mine. We were having lunch one day and he said, John, he said, he was a great football coach. He said, John, he said, I've coached good players and I've coached bad players. And to be honest with you, I'm just a better coach with good players. Well, of course he is. We're all better coaches with good players. So if you're a level 4 leader, you're just going to attract good players to you. So they're good recruiters. Secondly, they're good with positioning. They're really good by putting the people in the right place and getting the maximum potential out of them. They're really good at that. It's the Jim Collins. Get them on the bus and then get them on the right seat of the bus. They're very good at positioning their people. They position their people according to their giftedness. They very quickly are aware of what they do well, what they don't do well, and they bless their strengths. They kind of try to hide those weaknesses, and they position them as well for success. And the third thing they do really well is they equip people very well. When they get them on the team, they understand that the success of the team isn't that you got another team member. Your success of your team wasn't last week if you got 3 more team members. That means nothing except you got 3 more team members. Unless you take those team members and train them and equip them and get them to do really well. And our training, since we've trained 5 million people in every country in the world, we're the largest equipment company in the world. We really got this equipment down. I wish I had an hour to teach this for you because it's so essential, but I have 5 seconds. But it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. I'm going to tell you our 5-step process. There'll be another time I can teach this, okay? All right, here's the 5-step process. Step 1, I do it. The first step in equipping anybody to be successful is you have to be successful yourself. If you're not successful yourself, do everyone a favor. Don't equip anybody. You got that? If you're really bad, stay out of the equipping business. We don't need more bad. That's not our goal. Oh my gosh, I've equipped 200 people to be terrible. This is amazing, I'll tell you. I got failures all around. Step 1, I do it. Step 2, I do it, and you're with me. Now, this is essential. When people ask me the key to equipment, I say, people miss equipping when they don't have people with them at all times. I constantly have people around me. I constantly am training people. I constantly am developing people. I never do business alone. You shouldn't either. If you're doing business alone, you're doing it wrong. I don't care what company you are. You're doing it wrong. You ought to have somebody with you. They ought to be seeing you, watching you. They ought to see you recruit. They ought to see you share all the stuff that you're doing here. They ought to be watching, observing, hanging with you, asking questions. Okay, I do it. You're with me. Step 3, you do it, I'm with you. The only difference now is we're still together, but now you're leading, and I'm watching you, I'm tweaking you, I'm finessing you, I'm coaching you, okay? Step 4 is you do it. You do it. Now, most companies fall short of major equipping because they stop with step 4. I mean, I say, oh my gosh, I just equipped you. I'm done. This is wonderful. No, no. Step 5 is where all the compounding, all the magic, all the growth is in step 5. So if you don't do step 5, you're just going to be basically average. Step 5 is you do it, and someone is with you. You've never equipped someone until they've turned around and equipped someone. That's where the reproduction is, that's where the compounding is, that's where the growth is. Level 5. How we doing, huh? Level 5. Level 5. Level 5 is the pinnacle level. The key word is respect. And at that level, people follow because of who you are and what you represent. You've done it so well, with so many, for so long. You've become bigger than life. The company will give you level 1. You have to earn levels 2, 3, and 4. The people within the company will give you level 5. The higher that you go on the level, the easier it is to lead, the better people you attract, and the more effective you are. I am done because my time is up. But there's a book called The 5 Levels of Leadership. Why would I tell you everything today and have you not buy the book? This is the night you came. Well, I was born at night, but not last night, okay? Huh? You got that? You got so 5 levels of leadership. I promise you, it'll tell you how to go from one level to the next for yourself. It'll teach you how to develop some people to the next level themselves. You have been delightful. I have loved my time with you. I hope in the future I get some more time with you because it's obvious to me you're the cream of the crop. And I thank you very much. God bless you.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up one more time for John Maxwell. Right now, we need everybody up on their feet right now. Everybody up on your feet right now. Everybody look to section 103. We have celebrity nutritionist Bonnet McDonald's up in the crowd. Everybody stand up. Stand up. This is our 3 minutes. Put 'em up, put 'em up, put 'em up. Stand up. Come on. Raise your hand. Let's go. Everybody stretch it out. Come on. Well, let's go. There we go. Come on. Come on. Come on, everybody. Stand up. You're not standing up. Get up, everybody. I feel the energy right now. The energy in the room is crazy. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Everybody, let's go. Stand up. Put 'em up. Put 'em up. This is our 3-minute energy break. Everybody get your phones out. Get your phones out. DJ Ryan, what are we doing here?
Hold on. I got an idea right now.
Everybody get your phone out. So throughout the weekend, we're going to be doing 3-minute energy bursts. It's for you to get your blood flowing and get ready to take in the rest of the content. Are you ready? Yeah! Give us a scream! Yeah! Louder! Yeah! Give the person next to you a high five! Does everyone have their phone out?
Put your phone out. Turn your camera on right now. We're going to do a little exercise. I want you to get to know your neighbor. What we're going to do is take a selfie with a stranger today, okay? So find a stranger. Hit the song right now. Hit the song.